We're at GISEC 2024 in Dubai, and I'm here today with Nick Frost, one of the co-founders of Cyber Risk Management Group. Nick, it's great to get an opportunity to have a chat with you today. Would you like to tell us about what's the current trends in this region around risk, cyber risk?
Yeah, very much so. I think what we see here is very much a focus around security, cybersecurity and the emerging technologies. There's been a huge amount of standards and legislation that's produced, and it's really quite a modern take on securing a lot of these new technologies. But what we see is there's a very strong focus around adopting a risk-based approach to securing these technologies. So it's not just about comply.
Yes.
There's a heavy focus around ensuring you do your risk assessments to diagnose really what are the key levels or key areas of exposure.
And do you believe then that legislation is an inhibitor to what organised should be doing for cyber risk and resilience?
It can be, and I think it's often seen in the past that it is, it can be an inhibitor. But I think central to that is, if your legislation regulation stipulates the need to ensure that you're focusing on the risks and not focusing on complying with this security technology, that's the right approach. And the main reason being is that, in the past, legislation has been quite heavily focused on security type of controls, and that legislation, if it's 5 years old, can quite easily go out of date because of the technology. Whereas risk is, it doesn't age really. If you're taking a risk-based approach, you're always going to be focusing on things that really matter to critical aspects of the business.
Yeah. So we hear quite a lot about artificial intelligence and AI. What is the hype all around AI?
Well, yeah, I think there's a perception there's a lot of hype with AI and cybersecurity. I think the mindset of most cybersecurity professionals is one that can be quite critical. We're all very critical thinkers. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But what we see is that AI should not be underestimated in terms of both the value it delivers for cybersecurity, but also the threats that it can enable. And there's not necessarily a new set of threats with AI, but AI is enabling threats that already exist, specifically around social engineering. So we see, you see in the media, there's some significant high-profile attacks that have happened due to voice cloning and social engineering. It's the brand of social engineering, and it's incredibly powerful, that technology, to be adapted in a nefarious manner. It's a little bit like a war on drugs. You're always going to be one step behind. So I think the key thing with AI is not getting too excited by the potential threats, recognizing it, and ensuring that you've got visibility of what those AI-enabled threats can look like, and ensure that staff in the organisation are prepared to deal with it.
Obviously, CRMG are very successful. So what's two key things that potential customers would get a benefit from working with CRMG?
I think that the most important thing, and what we pride ourselves on, is pragmatism. There are lots of organisations that do risk-based approaches, but we've all had operational roles. So yes, we've all worked for Big Four consultancy, but we've all had that operational aspect. So we understand the challenges that do occur. I think the other thing that we pride ourselves on is very much around the understanding the business. So, if you can't relay back the types of risks you see in your organisation in terms of meaningful quantitative outputs that are meaningful for the business, it becomes a very hard argument to be able to articulate to people that make decisions.
Yeah. Nick, great getting some time with you today to hear
much.
all about CRMG, and I wish you all the best at this conference and exhibition.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you.